One of the projects in this class is the PGC, or Project Green Challenge. This is an interesting project compared to your other classes because this project isn't just something I made up. It's actually a challenge that's being hosted by a company called Turning Green that they host every year in October. Each day in October, they come up with challenges that challenge you, the student, to do something that's related to Earth. There's daily challenges with different themes such as food waste, water pollution, climate change, etc. So what I'm doing this year is not only will you guys be submitting your challenges to this website and into this competition, which, by the way, you can win daily prizes as well as the grand prize, which is $5,000 if your team does well, but also you're going to submit the same exact challenge to me to get grade in this course. So really, it's a way for you to have fun and potentially win things, and in the process of doing that, you're also turning it in for a grade. Now here on our Blackboard website, if you go to projects, it'll be the first one listed, Project Green Challenge. And here you're going to find all the information and all the assignment drop boxes for this project. I will say though that in the weekly folders, you will also see these assignments as they're due, so it'll help you keep track of what's coming up. But if you like to work ahead or you want to see what everything's about, you can find it here. So you've probably already looked at the project overview because you're watching this video. I also have the document that outlines everything, which we'll go through in a second. And there's also a video that looks at groups and how you'll be working with groups. And then finally, here's the actual website for the challenge, where all the information on the challenges will be posted on a daily basis. In October, you'll also see that link, the PGC website here on the left-hand side, just to do quicker navigation for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to follow through the challenge overview. That's that PDF that you saw. I'm going to touch on some things in this video and some things in the group video. So again, this is hosted by a company called Turning Green, and what happens is that every day at 9 a.m. they're going to post a challenge based on a theme, and there's going to be different difficulties of that challenge. So I'm actually going to go to their website to show you what I mean. So here's what it looks like. It might change by the time the competition starts again in October. So this is me looking at it in August. So it's reflecting on last year. I'm going to click on challenges. And then here they have all their days posted because they've already completed all these days. But Y was day 1. Footprint was day 2. Zero waste, which I'll go ahead and click. So let's say it's day 3. You come to their website and look at their challenge. They have an overview that tells you some information. And you scroll down, they've got a video, info, just information based on that day's theme. And then here we have the challenge. So for this particular challenge, there's 4 different levels. There's a green, greener, greenest, and extra credit. So for example, green, it says, watch this video. What are 3 lessons you learned? What is one thing you could change? And then share a link of this video to social media and whatever social media that you want to. And then it says, okay, upload your responses to everything into a PDF. And then you'll submit that onto this website. You'll take that same PDF and turn it into me on Blackboard. So you don't have to make something different. You're literally turning in the same exact thing. For those who do well, here are some different things you could win. 10 people that do that challenge will get selected. Whoever has the best submissions will get this prize pack, which is pretty awesome. So that was green. There's also greener. So in order to do a greener challenge, you have to do a green challenge. They build up on one another. So this one says, think about this, look at this visual, here's something you should do. So this one goes a little step further. Instead of you just watching something, it says, for 24 hours, carry a bag everywhere you go and collect everything that you would otherwise throw away. So things that you would be trashing, don't. Hold on to it. And this is to give you an idea of the amount of waste that you produce. And then here's some follow-up things. Share it to social media, do some research, etc. Same thing, greenest. You can't do greenest unless you've done green and greener. And this one has, a couple more things for you to do. This one also has an extra credit. It actually gives you 2 days to do this extra credit, but shows you some things that you can do. Those that you turn in on the website, you can also turn in to me to also score points. So that's kind of a general overview. Now, I did mention you guys are on teams. You'll be on a team with 3 other students, and this way, instead of every single person doing every single challenge, you and your team will split up the challenges. There's going to be around 25 challenges. Each student needs to do 5, so that would be 20 challenges. So there's some extras in there for just in case or for extra credit. So as a team, you'll kind of work together to figure out who's going to do which challenge. You guys can't all do the same challenges. You can't be like, oh, everyone, let's do the food waste challenge. No, it's John's day. John's going to do the food waste challenge. And then it's, Dante's day, and he's going to do the zero waste challenge. So you guys will be splitting those up. So that's one way you'll work as a team. On your actual challenges, you're working solo. You can consult with your team members if you want to, but these challenges, most of them, like 95% of them, you get 24 hours to do that. You don't really have enough time to try to communicate with your other team members. You have 24 hours to do 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 challenges in that day. At the end of the project, there is a reflective video, which we'll talk about more in a little bit, but that is really the only thing that you and your team really are actually working on as a team, is this video. So I mentioned before, there is a website you're submitting to. One of the first things you guys will do will sign up for an account, for a team account. Everyone's going to use the same username and the same password to log in. You will submit your PDFs onto that website. That website will release the challenge at 9 a.m. and the challenge is due the following day at 8:59 a.m. For me, you need to turn in whatever you turn into the website by 9:15 a.m. So I give you a little bit of wiggle room just to make sure you have enough time to submit to the website as well as submit to me. And that's it. You don't have to do anything special. Just whatever to the website, same goes to me. So what exactly do you guys need to do? As I mentioned before, everyone will be doing 5 challenges, but there's different levels of the challenge, right? There's green, there's greener, there's greenest, and some of the challenges have extra credit. So for everyone in your group, again, you're going to have different days, but everyone needs to complete 5 challenges at the green level. So you would have to do this green challenge. Then you have to do 4 challenges at the greener level, so doing this challenge. And then 2 of them you need to do at the greenest level. And each one is worth subsequently more points. Green is worth 10 points, whereas greenest is worth 20 points. As a team, you guys will create a video, and at the very end of the project, you'll write a reflection. All in all, this project is worth 190 points. It is worth quite a bit. So do not slack on this. Do not think, oh, it's a project, blah, 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 I don't care, whatever. It's an in-depth project, and that's why it's worth a lot of points. So it's really, really crucial that you're staying on top of your deadlines. I do want to make a note. If you're doing a greener challenge, so one of your 4, it has to be a day that you've done a green challenge. So you did the green challenge first, and then you can do a greener challenge. And you'll submit those separately. That green challenge is one of your 5, the greener is one of your 4. In order to do the greenest challenge, it has to be on one that you've submitted the greener one to. So what that means is you can't just do green and greenest. You have to do green and greener and greenest all on the same day for the same challenge. So they build up on one another. You can't just be like, oh, for today, I'm not going to do green. I'm not going to do greener. I'm just going to jump in and do greenest. You have to do them in order. Yeah. So one of the tips I have for you, if you look at these numbers, you already know, okay, one of the days you only need to do a green level. However, save those only days for the end. Try to do, if you have day 4, try to do the greenest challenge that day. Do your green, do your greener, and do your greenest. 1, because you're more likely to get extra credit, because at the end, say day 27, you're like, oh, I've already done 4 greeners. Well, if you do a 5th one, that gets you extra credit. I've already done 2 greenists. Well, if you do a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th one, that gets you extra credit. So it's more likely to get extra credit. The other thing is that some of these greenish challenges are difficult. You might not have the ability to do them because you don't have time to do them. But if you waited until the end of the challenge to do a greenest level, you might not have a choice. So always try to do the hardest ones earlier, just to make sure that you get them done. Plus, it gives you more room to get extra credit. There is a video challenge at the end of the project. This is actually a requirement that if you guys want to enter to go into San Francisco and for the grand prize, you need to complete the video. Even if you're like, well, I don't want to go to San Francisco, for the class, you still need to make the video. So it'll be worth 40 points, and you and your classmates or you and your group mates will be making this video together. Last year, the prompt was just reflecting on your PGC experience. What I highly, highly, highly recommend doing is taking videos with your challenges. If your challenge was to walk around and collect all the trash you produced in a day, take a video of that. Make almost like a video blog. Like, hey, look what I'm doing today. Look how much trash I've already created. This has really opened my eyes. Because when you guys make that video at the end of the semester, it's going to be so easy. All you need to do is collect all the clips your group mates made, put them together, and bam, you have a video. So highly recommend doing that. Take videos during your challenges. I also want you guys to win. It would be so awesome to say, yeah, one of my students went to San Francisco and won $5,000. That'd be pretty cool. So again, I'm highlighting this. I put it in all caps. Take videos throughout this challenge. Remind each other to take videos throughout the challenge. So how do you work in your teams? I'm going to talk about this more in the next video about teams. So this one, as well as keeping in touch with your teams. I've mentioned extra credit a little bit already. You have to do 5 green, 4 greener, and 2 greenest. If you do more than those, you get extra credit. Some days also have an extra credit challenge, like this one that I showed you. If you do that one, that is also worth extra credit for me. So just keep that in mind, and I encourage you to do this because there's not that much extra credit in this course. This project is a main way of getting that. If you've gotten lost at any point, which I'm sure you may have, this is an example. I'm not going to read through it, but you can. This is just showing you an example of a student from a previous year, and this is what they did and how they got extra credit and what they completed. This might give you a better idea of what your workload is going to look like. Here is our grading rubric. It's actually very straightforward. First, whatever way the website tells you to submit their documents, you need to do. Not just for them, but for me. For example, last year, and it could be different this year, and I'll update this if I need to, they said 1, save it as a PDF. If you're using Microsoft Word, if you're using Apple or iMac Pages, that's fine. Both of those have the capability of saving into a PDF. It also says how to save it, so what you actually need to name that file, and this is really, really, really important. So make sure you do this as well. All the challenges will be graded based on your references, so some of them ask for you to do research. If it does, you need to use an in-text citation and an end reference for that research. And then all the other points are just coming from, did you do the challenge? Did you do this part? Did you do this part? Did you do this part? Obviously, each challenge is a little bit different. Some of them ask to post to social media, so I might grade you on that. Some of them don't ask you that, so I won't grade on that. So it is going to depend. Pretty much, you're going to get 3 points for doing your references, and then the rest of the points are going to be, did you follow the directions that the website gave you, and did you do those directions well? There'll be a video. Part of that video, 5 of those points, will be a peer grade, so you guys will get a chance to look at everyone else's. And then at the very end, you'll write a reflection where you'll talk about your experience, but then also kind of give me a reflection on your teammates. And you'll get a score based on what your teammates said about you. Something I do want to emphasize with late assignments, so you guys know my policy is that if I haven't graded the entire course, I'll grade yours, no problem, no deduction. This project's a little bit different though, right? Because Katie might have day 1 and John might have day 2. So I'm never going to have, you guys are turning things in like all the time. So let's say day 3, zero waste challenge. It was due on October 4th at 9:15 a.m. and that's probably when I'm going to start grading. Whenever I finish grading the zero waste challenge, so I've looked at everyone's, I've graded them all, I have no idea if someone's going to turn it in late. I've already finished grading them, but someone might turn it in late and I wouldn't really know. So with that being said, I will grade everyone's, but I won't give you a 0 because I don't know if you are going to submit that one for that day or not. What that means is that if you do turn it in, but I've already graded everyone, I'll just give you a 0. And you may think, well, that's not fair. I didn't know that you've graded everyone's. You're right. It's not quite fair, but I gave you the deadline of 9:15. If you turn it in by 9:15, you're golden. But if you turn it in afterwards, I'm telling you right now, it may not get graded. It might get a 0 if I finish grading everyone's. So really, really keep that in mind. And especially for this project, really, really important that you turn things in on time. Just because you're not really going to have an idea if I'm taking it or not. And I do have like this asterisk here about in-text and end references. I personally use APA. You can use it any way you want to. If in English you're really used to MLA, that's totally fine. If you don't know what that means, I'm really just going to have you read through this. Essentially, if you find information from a website, you need to cite that information. And we are pretty scholarly, so don't be using Wikipedia. Use something that's a little more beefy, maybe a government website, the EPA website, an organization that's making cleaning products. Get it from the source. Wikipedia is a great place to start, but it is not a primary source. They got their information from somewhere else, so find that somewhere else. You need to reference that information at the end, so this is an example of what that might look like. You also need to reference that information in your response itself. So if you're writing a paragraph about something, you need to say like, oh, zero waste is cool, and here's where I got that information from. So this in-text citation is used in your actual text itself. So I'll let you read through this as a guide of how to do those citations. So that's kind of it for an overview. I really recommend going to the Project Green Challenge website, especially before October, just to look through some of the other challenges to get a better idea. Keep updated with the deadlines. I will be working with you guys, with your groups, to kind of help you guys navigate, which will lead us to the next video. So as it gets closer, really watch that group video just to get an idea of what to expect when working with your groups. All right, well, good luck with the project, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with.